his bhajans are sung even today in as prabhatiyas in the morning. Ladies would were cooking, they would sing this prabhatiyas very nicely. The family children would wake up hearing that. Yes, so please, who would like to share your realizations? Whatever you want to speak on, anything which was important to you, which you will remember. Please feel free. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, His Grace Amrish Prabhu, Her Grace Pragya Devidasi Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Smarpan Krishna Prabhu for organizing this class and showing us this very nice nectarian class of Guru Maharaj. Maharaj always gives very, very good points and very practical. And here Maharaj is explaining about Narsi Mehta's bhajans. So I haven't heard those bhajans before either. And yeah, as you rightly said, Maharaj explained that this is called Prabhatiyas. And Maharaj stressed upon the importance of Brahma Muhurat. Everything is early morning time. That's why Maharaj is very, very much stressing on Mangal Arti, not in evening. Maharaj was explaining. So yes, it's very difficult sometimes for working to do Mangal Arti every day, but that's the importance of Brahma Muhurat. Maharaj saying that, giving this example of this bhajan, that bhogis, yogis, or Vaishnavas. So in the and Kavi. So everything is like early morning is very, very important. So that is the first point that I liked and very important to me. That we should be doing devotion service in the morning as much as we can. But that's the most conducive time. So, and another point is Maharaj given this example or the reference of Bhagavad Gita chapter 3 verse 19, that one should act as a matter of duty without being attached. And the line Maharaj, the point is saying that detachment should be there, but detachment doesn't mean carelessness. The duty, well, we shouldn't forget our duty. So detachment doesn't mean the carelessness. And tapa should be there. Tapa, the austerity, should be doing austerity in our lives. And yeah, and our breath should never go in vain. That's another point Maharaj stressed upon, that every breath should be utilized, that our behavior should be purified. So this is very good points, Prabhuji. And Maharaj explained that how we can purify ourselves. The cleanliness and purification is different. We can clean, take shower and everything, but the purification comes when we follow the devotion service. When chanting, reciting verses, and making notes. So that will change our behavior. And yes, so that's the constant thoughts of Krishna should be in our behavior, should be such a way, or our activity should be in such a way that we can remember Krishna always. Yes, probably these are the main points that I realized. Well, I noted down what Maharaj was saying. Then I will meditate upon on those very important points. These are really practical, that I should be following that in my life. Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Shri Gurudev Ki Jai. Just few couple of points here. That yes, Mangal Arati is important, and we should perform Mangal Arati. But Maharaj had always understood the practical aspect of things. If somebody is coming late in the night and you ask them to do Mangal Arati, they will stop doing devotion service. So, but we must perform Arati. So, wake up in the morning, perform Arati. So if you're coming at 12 o'clock, I would say, remember, you can't insist to say 4 o'clock. By the time he comes home, he has prasadam, he goes to sleep, and then wakes up Mangalarti at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, it's not possible. But whenever you can, you must perform the arti. It is very important to perform the arti. That is very important. And weekends, when you time, wake up Mangalarti again at the time. You must do. Every day, devotees can do it. It's very nice. Please do so. So many times, I would say those who are retired, they should perform Mangalarti. Because then you can sleep in the afternoon. You see, take some rest in the afternoon. But those who are working, who have got less hours, they can't rest in the afternoon. They have to go to work, whole day working, and all these things. Very tricky on this. So be very practical about this. But our fire should be there to do Mangalarti. That's very important for 4:30. Don't forget it. So first order of opportunity is Mangalarti. That's how it must. Yeah, I just wanted to mention that point. Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yes. There's another point I remember, like while you were explaining the Mangalarti, Maharaj said that we should recite Bhagavad Gita every day. Doesn't matter if we understand or not, but every day,
Yes.
like, and then you are engaging us, like you're sending Bhagavad Gita shlokas every day on in our group. So
Yes.
that's
And
really
that's
nice,
only
Prabhuji.
one shloka though. I'm not remembering anything. You
No
must
problem.
remember. That's the
Yes,
idea,
yes.
Memorizing. So Maharaj would wake up in the morning, and by the time Maharaj would make the bed, Bhagavad Gita slokas are started. And by the time Maharaj are ready, Bhagavad Gita slokas, so many Bhagavad Gita are finished. Slokas is how it is.
That's the idea, Prabhuji.
Yeah,
Yes, yeah,
yeah,
that's we try to do. Thank you, Prabhuji.
yeah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, His Grace Amrish Prabhuji, His Grace Purna Prabhu Devadasi Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Sanatana Krishna Prabhuji. And thank you, Sanjeev Prabhuji, for the realization. Uh, Prabhuji, the class was like very good. There were many points that were there to ponder upon. And I've made a few points that, like the Mangla Aarti one, starting first point that Sanjeev Prabhuji discussed. So it's not very like I'm not able to do it every day, but whenever we are able to do it, that day it feels so good. Like we are done with our rounds and everything, and it's still 7 or 8 a.m. So the day feels so long, and like there is some different kind of energy that day. I don't know, but I feel that whenever I do Mangla Aarti, wake up in early morning and everything, so it feels nice. And as you said, the fire should be there. So when I'm at home and when we can, so we should plan our schedule accordingly. And I'll try to ponder upon it more. And then and like Maharaj said, that public is misguided. Like the yoga, the main motive of yoga is not perfection of health and all. They're not interested in that. So that was one point. The second was that there is no peaceful place. He said like कहीं नहीं जा सकते हम हमको तब करना ही पड़ेगा. We have to do austerities. So, and one last point was there that constant remember of Krishna is antiseptic method by which we can free ourselves from the infectious thoughts of material world. And Prabhuji, like this is the most important thing that I feel like whatever we study, like whatever I listen in the class, I make notes. And when the week starts again from Monday, it like the remembrance of Krishna is not there. So I forgot, like tend to forget everything. The importance of Mangala Aarti that feels so important right now won't feel that important day after tomorrow. So unless there is someone else to ponder upon us, we don't think or do things like that. Like for me, it is that because I don't regularly read. So there is no one to guide me upon. Like I don't read books, so I don't get the things. Whenever I watch lectures, I study, then I realize, oh, I'm missing this. I'm regretting, but I'm not changing, like changing a little, but not that much what I should be. So that is the most important thing that I should keep with me. And do. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Shri Gurudev Ki Jai. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, His Grace Ambesh Prabhuji, Hare Grace Purnapada Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Samarpan Krishna Prabhuji for sharing this very wonderful lecture of Maharaj. So the points that I like is that Maharaj first of all said that uh, Prabhupada has given us so many things, and just in 4 lines he has explained so many things. And there is no other scriptures uh, like Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. You cannot find this type of knowledge anywhere else. And the point that Deepak Prabhuji also mentioned, that peace of mind and health are temporary things. We are not after that. Maharaj says that. And we are always looking for peace of mind and comfort here and there, and any soft spot. And Maharaj had said this before, that there is no soft spot in material world anywhere you go. There are not even jungles, or even in Himalayas there are helicopters, and everything is just uh, you cannot go anywhere and have peace of mind. So we have to do the tapa. And sadhu means simple living entity who is Krishna conscious. So sadhu, and we try to make excuse that we are not sadhu, so we can wake up at any time and do not perform Mangala Aarati and do anything that we want to do. And the most important point that I like from the lecture is that Maharaj said that gurus may be different, body may be different, but the message is the same. And we've been discussing about gurus and everything from so many recent lectures, that the message is the same. And he gives an example of various authorities, Maharaj Givalabachar and Narsingh Mehta and everyone. So the message is the same. And one last point, that our breath should not be in vain, and whatever comes out of our breath should be Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam. So thank you, Prabhuji, for sharing this lecture of Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Let us hope we can memorize the verses as Maharaj wants us to and perform Mangala Aarati. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear judges. Thank you, His Grace Amrish Prabhuji, Varghese Panpege Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Samarpan Krishna Prabhu for actually showing this Maharaja's very nectarian lecture. And as usual, actually, whenever you listen to Maharaj, is always, is very joyful, to hear Maharaj's even voice is very actually attractive. You can feel the actually purity, Maharaj's voice. Even he was joking. Maharaj was actually, I heard, actually, why you're doing everyday chanting? Just do it once a week or something. So, actually, Maharaj didn't mean that, but actually what Maharaj was actually verifying. So, yes, Prabhuji, many realization, the Narsi Mehta bhajans, yes, actually, I'm not really exposed, because I'm not born in Gujarat. So, obviously, I only heard about Narsi Mehta from Amrish Prabhu. I didn't even aware before. So, but Maharaj said that if Prabhupada was born in Gujarat, he would have been very much attached to Narsi Mehta prayers, so true. Anyone actually,
Relished, relished. We have
relished, yes, Prabhuji, yeah. So, I think philosophy is the same. So, I actually even remembered actually my childhood actually, because Maharaj gave the example, Prabhat bhajans, Geet, so that every
It's called
house,
Prabhatiya. Narsimata bhajans
Prabhatiya,
are called Prabhatiyas. Prabhatiya.
Prabhatiyas, yeah,
It's
Prabhat.
early morning singing.
Yes.
Ladies would sing. Same thing, Maharashtra also they have got the
Yeah,
same.
we call Prabhat Geet, yeah. Prabhat Geet, yeah.
Prabhatiya. Tukaram
Yes.
Maharaj and
Yes.
and all this. Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, Maharaj mentioned every house used to have actually grinding stones, and they used to grind the corn, and the bhajans actually were sung, and everybody was hearing that. So, that was culture. So, we don't see that nowadays, But I remember when I was actually small, I used to wake up with all these bhajans playing in the temples, in the actual villages. When I was Jain, actually I don't normally, but there's all other temples around. I grew up listening to these bhajans, when playing. but I didn't realize the importance at that time, But just hearing, I used to actually sing because I was hearing, So just by hearing, I used to sing by, even nobody told me, but I remember all those bhajans, just by hearing to them. So, but all that culture seems to have gone now, but, we have to actually practice that. The second thing, Maharaj also, Sanjay Prabhu also mentioned that he said that there's an ocean of difference between cleanliness and the purification, So, yeah, so true. Yeah, one can actually, materialistic people can be very, very clean, Actually, I can see, a lot of people come to office very groomed, very nicely, but, they're eating meat all the time. So even though we don't want to touch, so just by looking clean, you're not really actually clean. So it's true that only chanting and actually the bhakti marg, actually can initiate this process of purification. So it will purify your mind. So yes, Maharaj has very nicely explained that one as well. The another one, Maharaj actually recalled that Maharaj mentioned. I think he gave the reference of the, I think, first verse where he actually the purport, I was reading through the purport where he says that the actually the purpose of the yogic process, So nowadays, so many people, I think he shared the purport where a lot of people using this yogic process, mostly Ashtanga yoga, for the health reasons. So yes, actually that is not the real purpose, So if somebody is using yogic process just to improve the health or material facilities, according to Bhagavad Gita, is not called yogi. So this is very clearly explained, in that purport as well. So yes, Guruji. So I think these are the points, actually I thought they resonated with me. So there are many other actually instruction, Maharaj spoke. Very nice to hear. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Gurudev ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Babuji. Also, thank you to Krishna Samarpan Krishna Prabhu for taking the efforts in organizing this wonderful nectarian lecture of Srila Gurudev. Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Yes, as everyone has mentioned, it's always very enlivening. I always feel like I get woken up, I get wake up and shake up happens with me when I hear Maharaj's lecture. And the message, the beauty is the message is conveyed in such a way that it hits straight, it goes into your soul. And then you're thinking about it for the rest of your coming days, That's the beauty of it. And it goes without, it's like the heart operation happens, but there is no pain. So yeah, it's just, I was just remembering how jokingly and, in that the message is conveyed by Maharaj. And this was, I remember this very well. When somebody was also getting initiated and was from Kerala, so they did not know Maharaj's language. Maharaj did not know their language. And was a young boy. And so I remember Srila Gurudev was saying, okay, so now from tomorrow, because he can't understand anything what Srila Gurudev is saying. So he said, from tomorrow, you don't do any chanting. And he was just nodding his head, yes. Tomorrow you don't do any, reading of scriptures. And he's nodding his head. And then everyone kind of said to him. So I was just remembering that, though jokingly, the message is now that, don't chant, just chant only once a week. But that the way it is conveyed, it just for me, I just remember that, okay, I should never do that. Yeah. So just coming to the points, I just made some points, so which have already been shared, most of them by the devotees. So the starting was Sadhu Purush is one who is practicing Krishna consciousness, and this is just a simple sentence, but see how Srila Gurudev said that, okay, so you should not say that, okay, I'm not Sadhu Purush, so Mangal Arati is not applicable to me. That is the practical implementation part. that's the beauty of His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj. Somebody can just say, you know, Sadhu Purush means everyone who's practicing Krishna consciousness. That's it. That sentence in itself is complete. But you give this further addition to it, and it just takes it to another level. So Mangalarati should not be in the evening. I remember this also, that in another class, Srila Gurudev said, oh, I do Mangalarati, but I follow, I don't follow India time. So if I am in New Zealand and I follow India time Mangalarati, then that is what time? 7.5 hours afterwards. That's in the afternoon. So don't do that. I remember this in another class also, Srila Gurudev mentioning it. And yeah, it's very, you know, it's very, very true. So, and then after getting up, what you do is get ready and remember Krishna, and and say that you are the only one for me, no one else. So, when you hear Srila Gurudev, when you hear Srila Prabhupada, and these life lessons on how to live your life. For us, we came into Krishna consciousness. We came into contact with Srila Prabhupada, I would say, later in our life. But I was just thinking that it's very, very, it would have been, how life would have been different if right from the beginning, Srila Prabhupada was there in our lives, no? And for me, I was also very fortunate that my grandfather, he was a devotee of Lord Krishna, and he, in our house, every single person has, I've told this before, is to get up first in the morning and get ready. Then you have to, some of them do the puja. You have to read the Bhagavad Gita, at least one chapter or one page. Then you give water to the Tulsi Maharani. Then you take the Tulsi leaf and then you can have it. That was the first thing I used to have. I remember. And at age 8, he was a doctor. So he called me to his dispensary and he said to me, I remember, in front of, made me sit in front of him and said, you know, that I'm giving you a very important book and telling you something very important. And that this Bhagavad Gita is a very important book and you should read at least one verse or one chapter. And that tradition was there. And then somehow it has also got lost. And now again, you know, after coming into contact with Srila Gurudev, I'm just reviving it. And so we always, I think for us, it's always, the connection is there. It is re-establishing what we already have. That is very strong. Personally, I feel that, like, you're not aware of at all. And then there are things which you have learned already, and then you've forgotten, and then it is re-emphasized. That has a different impact as well, because you realize what you have lost. When you have experienced it, then you don't have it, and then you re-establish it. It has a larger impact, at least personally, I feel like that. So, and then there, Srila Gurudev saying that, you know, ultimately everyone is sending the same message. I'll come to that point as well. So, also the point Srila Gurudev made was the management, if it's by one, it is better. And our aim should be complete cessation of material things. So the aim, then in the praise of Narsingh Mehta, there were different things that people should do. And for Vaishnavas, it should be, of course, to worship Lord Krishna. The detachment should never be carelessness. And this is another very practical and very important instruction, I would say, that many times under the garb of detachment, there can be a possibility for people to, you know, just run away from the duty. So that's not correct. And duty should be as per our age. And then that gurus may be different, but the Guru Tattva is same. An example of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Narsingh Mehta, Vallabhacharya, all have the same message. And Srila Gurudev stressed upon all scriptures, stressed that our behavior should change. And this is another thing I feel is practical implementation of the scriptures, because mostly, you may hear something, it's very nice, and then you forget about it. What is it that we have to change or do? What's the activity? That's why Prabhupada always devotes not only devotional service. So, as the scriptures say, even in like Prabhuji was just mentioning this point also, that you have all these TED Talks and all the other so-called life coaches and everyone, they also say the same thing: change your behavior and everything around you will change. So coming from the scriptures, and then the reference of Bhagavad Gita chapter 16:1, Sattva Suddhi purification of karmas, reciting Bhagavad, then with time you will. Scripture should be done as per time and circumstances. Tapa should be there. And difference between cleanness and purification, they are two different things. And then as soon as there is purification, there is abhayam, fearlessness. And purification should be based on pure knowledge. Of course, our extreme fortune to be connected with Srila Prabhupada and of course Srila Gurudev. So I remember this also, Srila Gurudev saying many times, just catch Srila Prabhupada's Jyoti and then you should be all right. Gurudev's lotus feet. Remember Krishna with loving devotional service. Living entity doesn't have to come back to material existence. Importance of chapter 15 of Bhagavad Gita. Natad bhasyate suryo na shashanka na pavakam. Yadgat gatva na nivartante tad dhamma paramam. So our duty should never be neglected. Whatever we are able to do, because it's all because of his mercy. Jur jaiye Krishna ke sath, that is what Srila Gurudev said. Sattva is only one. Constant remembrance and the touch. All our material anguish is gone because of prasadam, which I completely agree with. We receive mercy and there is no loss, and then we're always happy. And I think there was a mention of how we should be reciting the Bhagavad Gita chapters 27, 2nd, 18, 16, 15, if I heard it correctly. So, yes. So, I just personally really feel that there is always in Srila Gurudev's lectures is always this punch, and as a the articulation of the class is with so much care and so much compassion for the living entities. And you are in the class where you are always awake, and you get those punches, but it's for your own good, and it really helps me to change my behavior every single time I hear Srila Prabhupada's class. And yeah, I'm very, very grateful that I could hear this class today. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Jai Shri Gurudev ki jai. Jai Shri Gurudev ki jai.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you, His Grace Amrish Prabhuji, Her Grace Muna Pragya Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Samarpan Krishna Das Prabhuji for arranging these classes and for letting us have this beautiful lecture of Maharaj. A lot of really, thank you all the other devotees for sharing their really nice realizations as well. A lot of the points that were really impactful and powerful have already been covered by the devotees, and it's been Prabhuji. Prabhuji, can I just have 2 minutes? Somebody's on the door. I'll just be there.
Just no problem. Others
Yes, please. Yes.
someone else like to join us, please. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. So sorry, Prabhuji.
Please continue. Hare Krishna.
Yes. So the lecture had started out quite powerfully regarding waking up early in the morning and how it's the line it said that the night is ending, and as the night ends, it's the Brahma Muhurat, and so the sadhu does not sleep during the Brahma Muhurat. And I was remembering this very powerfully because in the past like 2-3 months that I've been working, like a lot of the times it happened that I would get back to my room at 2 a.m. in the night, and it would be like just 1 hour past 1.5 hour. In 1.5 hour, the muhurat will start, and I was just thinking that right now I'm going to sleep. That is the whole situation of my life. But I also remember this point of saying that the fire of doing, as Amrish Prabhuji said, that the fire should stay up, should like stay alive. And whenever you wake up, that's the first thing you should do. And it's becoming also, funnily enough, increasingly more relevant because I remember having this discussion with my father as well, that the Delhi winters are getting very intense lately. And it is becoming so difficult to just even move around. And my father was telling me that the only way to get up is that the moment you open your eyes, just throw away the blanket. That is the only way. If you consider for 1 second, if you contemplate for 1 second, should I wake up or what should I do? It's gone. The moment is past. The only way to get things done is to not just start doing it. And I remember this discussion that we were having when Amrish Prabhuji said that uh, what does it mean to try to do something? That can you try to take your spectacles off? Like, are you taking your spectacles off? Can you try to take your spectacles off? What is the difference? Either you're taking it off or you're not taking it off. So I remember that very clearly. But yes, it's it's a very intense thing in my heart that I also try to implement as much as I can. And this point of that the whole world is run by one, and Krishna is that one person. And the moment there are 3-4 things that are as our final aim, nothing runs smoothly. Uh, we are misguided to think that all of this is being done for good health and for material benefit or anything, but the only aim is to the complete cessation of material activities, and the only aim is to get the pure devotional service of Krishna. And it's a very powerful point to think about. And also this point that we have to I do not remember the line from the bhajan itself, but it meant something along the lines of that we have to perform our own activities. And as we are set up in the system of varnashram, we should not neglect it. And detachment does not mean carelessness. And Maharaj said that those who are devotees, they do their duties very well. And the same point has been talked about again and again, that it is not a clean chit to become careless in our activities. And this point also about purifying our existence. Maharaj said how Prabhupada, the first person who insisted on this point of sattva samshuddhir, that we have to purify our karmas. And that is the most important thing, first and foremost, that our behavior should change in the practical life. Everything that we're doing, everything that we're saying, it should be a product of everything that we have read. So it's as Purnabhagya Mataji said, it's always a wake-up call when I'm hearing Maharaj's lectures. And yes, thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Gurudev ki jai. Hare Bol Saraswati Mataji, are you trying to speak? I think you are muted.
Mataji, you're unmuted, but there's no volume coming out. We can't hear you.
Hare Krishna, can you hear me now?
Yes, Mataji, yeah.
Ah, thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you, His Grace Amrish Prabhuji, Her Grace Queen Pragya Devi Dasi Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Samarpan Krishna Prabhuji for organizing these classes and showing this beautiful lecture of Maharaj to all of us. And as always, Maharaj's lectures are so nectarian and also with a lot of laughter in the classes. Maharaj makes the subject matter so easily understandable to all of us. So thank you for that. And there are lots and lots of points in this class. And what attracted me is that don't neglect your duties. Never neglect your activities and duties. Because many times it happens that when we try to do sadhana, our material things actually are getting neglected. But Maharaj has said that whenever you do any activity, it has to be perfect. You cannot neglect it. And by doing your activities in Krishna consciousness, one can attain the abode of Krishna, and that is so true. I have also seen because I don't know how this generation can actually think of the statement Maharaj gave, that how in the early morning there was Prabhati and people used to sing the Narsi Mehta bhajans and stuff. But as Prabhuji said that in every state there was different poets and these religious people who used to sing bhajans, and these were so popular in households. I have seen my grandma. She used to do the Gurudev was saying that they used to grind the corn, but I have seen how my grandma used to do the wheat. Every morning she used to wake up early in the morning after taking shower and stuff. She was doing the grinding of the wheat in a chakki, which we call in Hindi, and used to sing bhajans, Surdas bhajans, beautiful bhajans. So just remembering Krishna, and that was the lifestyle of that time. But we cannot expect at this hour of time that we can do that, because we have got all the facilities, and still just for chanting we make so many excuses. Oh, we are getting late, we can't do, we have so many work, they are lying material things basically. So we cannot excuse those things, that we have got so many excuses to make. As Maharaj says that with every breath there should be remembrance of Krishna, and every breath, because Krishna has given this breath to us, so his remembrance has to be always there. The second point is for the yoga, and then Maharaj says that yoga is only for Krishna. Not even if we take deep breath, making our body strong, making our body healthy, that body has to be used in service of Krishna, not just to enjoy, not for the enjoyment. Then there was this tapa word which came in the lecture, and I realized that devotees work twice as hard as a normal person does, because with their devotional service they have to do material things as well. So tapa starts as soon as we take the Krishna consciousness in our life, and all the things whatever we are trying to do is just to constant remembrance of Krishna. That's the only goal, and the change in our behavior. That is all. That is the purpose of all the things whatever we are doing in Krishna consciousness. Just if we are not changing, then there is no point following all these things. So these are the points which I actually took from today's class. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Srila Gurudev ki jai.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you, His Grace Amresh Prabhuji, Hare Grace Krishna, Hare Grace Purnapagya Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Samarpan Prabhu for showing us nice Maharaj's lecture. It's as usual nectarian. Most of the points are covered with all the devotees, and thank you, devotees, for all your realization. I would just say one thing, that Maharaj mentioned that we should purify our existence with pure knowledge, and for that we have to be very sincere. Otherwise, our life is completely useless. So I think I remember this. So how are we going to get the pure knowledge? Of course, because of when we follow our Guru Maharaj, because he's passing his knowledge as it is to us. And Maharaj's instruction is always nectarian. And Maharaj also said that if we can remember Krishna with loving devotional service, there is no comeback. And so that is really true. Also, all Matajis say that Prabhati song. So I remember in Marathi we call it Jativarcha Ovi, because the one with the grinder we call Jata. And I remember my grandmother used to sing one of the Ovi, and we used to sing behind her with her, sometimes, because she used to grind the chickpeas. I remember that, and which made me remember those days. And there was a Ovi, so it was really meaningful. I remember that. So it's a joyful, Prabhuji. Thank you for showing, and I remember these things as well. Thank you for showing today's Maharaja's lecture. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Thank you. So I was thinking, how is it that we can revive this? Many of us remember old time where the grandmothers would do. Now it has been lost, but we all want it. So many times we can just, if we remember, we start it. Let us remember, and let us start. Our children will remember it on this. But if it's not possible, then you can start YouTube video Prabhupada's chanting, not otherwise. Put Prabhupada's chanting, and Prabhupada would chant, and you're doing working in the morning, cooking and all those things. Or we can also have Tukaram bhajans or Narsimata bhajans, Prabhatiyas, on YouTube going on, and you do your work. That's how it is, We can revive. This is how we can make the most of the Ajagar Vritti today, If we're very busy, we don't remember, let us remember. We got facilities, So then our children will say, I remember my mother used to switch on YouTube. So if they can't give an excuse to say that I don't remember the words. Now they can remember, YouTube will sing for them. But make sure that you don't do only Prabhupada's chanting or Tukaram's bhajan, not with the modern music and all. But there are classical singers which was there, Pandit Jashraj and all, and that is very nice, Maze Mahera Pandhari, you've got all this thing by Bhimshan Joshi and all that, Surdar bhajan are there, which are there, on Hindi. Not bona fide, started. Or you sing and you record and you sing. You record it and you hear it. I used to do it. With my own Bhesura song, I used to remember verses like this. I used to record it and listen. And I'm driving, I'm listening my own voice, all the verses, Otherwise, how do I remember the verses, So I would record the whole thing and then put in the cassette player and listen while I was driving. Hare Krishna. Just a thought, up to you guys. But don't. Now that we know about this, don't let it go. Our next generation should revive it. We should revive for them. They should feel it. Ah, my mother used to do it. I'll do it also. Let it be YouTube. Don't worry. But bona fide. Make sure they know this is bona fide. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna devotees. Thank you, His Grace Namresh Prabhu, His Grace Puja Pragya Devdasi Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Samarvan Krishna Prabhu for showing this pastimes of Maharaj, that how he will convey those big philosophy in such a simple words. And we all know Maharaj's mood of this very light mood, no? The way he will conduct classes. I didn't have a lot of association, but whatever I have, or whatever I have seen, yeah, everything was so light. Maharaj was always so happy, so laughing sannyasi, walking Bhagavatam. And but I think, I don't know if all of you know, or I don't know, that Maharaj, after taking sannyas, and how he actually come to this situation, that this Rajkot temple and Dwarka temple and all those things. I know a little bit of it. So in spite of, we think it's a hard time or whatever, but whatever challenging situation Maharaj faced, and the way he actually has given example of what we're looking at it, and that's only Maharaj can do it. We know Prabhupada's situation, similarly Maharaj's situation also, that how Maharaj actually come into, we only know the good side of Maharaj. We will a lot to know about Maharaj. The secondly, all the devotees, who have very nicely covered a lot of points, and in a very simplistic way. Maharaj will tell big philosophy in a very, very simple way. And we were studying Bhagavad Gita, and those Krishna instructions and Maharaj instructions, they are same. And I will read this, that Maharaj quoted one verse, 18.65. Sorry, 2.65 and 1854, 265. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hanir aso pajayate prasanna chetaso hi ashu buddhi paryavi sthattate paryavatisthate. So the translation by Srila Prabhupada, for one who thus satisfied in Krishna consciousness, the threefold misery of material existence exists no longer. In such satisfied consciousness, one's intelligence is soon well established. And that exactly Maharaj were preaching. This is Krishna's statement, which Krishna is telling Arjuna in the battlefield, and Maharaj is telling in a class, that when one's intelligence is soon established, when he is satisfied in what? Krishna consciousness. So intelligence soon, well, the problem is our intelligence, buddhi. The buddhi get brushed, and and before this, that also the previous verse with 64, the translation is like this, very nice verse, because these are all very practical things. I don't know why Krishna has to tell this kind of knowledge in the battlefield, but maybe for somebody like us who, not like us, like me, so that we can apply and understand this complicated life, how to simplify. And it says, Raga Dvesha Vimuktastu Vishaya Indriyascharan Atma Vashyer Vidhe Atma Prasadam Adhigachati. Just previous verse of that, which I read. Translation of Srila Prabhupada. What a person free from all attachment and aversion and able to control his senses through regular principle of freedom can obtain the complete mercy of the Lord. And when you receive the mercy of the Lord, then what happens, which Maharaj was referring in the class, is for one who is satisfied in Krishna consciousness, the threefold miseries means nothing touches him. That's why you emphasizing that you take the shelter of Krishna, everything will just go. You will, and then once intelligence is established, means then you become consistent. You don't waver from here to there. And this is a big problem of wavering, which I struggle. Means we always have something happening. No? We are always got something. Situations are continuously changing. Times are continuously changing, and and that's where our intelligence is the only source of our consistency. The consistency is progress. That's all those instructions Maharaj told us, and which we have heard through Amrish Prabhu and these devotees, is actually pole star of our life, of my life. That okay, how that's, and Maharaj were a grihastha, successful grihastha, and then he took a sannyas. Then he lived on the roadside. Means this just unbelievable pastimes. Only Maharaj can do it. So that's what reminded me, Prabhu, about when we're listening to this class. Sorry, I was on and off. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Shri Gurudev ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, His Grace Amrish Prabhuji. Thank you, His Grace Amrish Prabhuji, Her Grace Purna Bhagna Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Prabhuji for arranging this class and showing us this wonderful lecture of Guru Maharaj. Thank you, devotees. It was a very nice realization from all the devotees. For me, when I read the the topic of this lecture, I remembered the post which I have put of Guru Maharaj in the group, that if there is Bhagavatam and there is no change in our lives, that means we are just reading Bhagavatam, but we are not accepting Bhagavatam. So every time I was reading that topic, I was remembering that, yes, if I'm not following the scriptures, if I'm not behaving as per the scriptures, then it is just a show off. It is not just purifying my own self. And every time I listen to Guru Maharaj lecture, all the quotes which I put down of Guru Maharaj into the WhatsApp group, I remember those. And by listening to this lecture also, I was remembering there were 2 or 3 posts which I remembered. This was also we had a discussion with Avinash Prabhuji. And in every festival, Avinash Prabhuji also mentioned this, that Guru Maharaj says that real festival is to remember Krishna, is when the mind remembers Krishna. And we spend millions of breath in material periphery, and it is just lost in one breath. So all those thoughts were, all those posts were coming on my mind. And when each and every realization of the devotees remembered me of every point that which was mentioned in Guru Maharaj post. So when I put down the post, I chant. So I do remember that whenever I'm posting, all those thoughts in my mind for whatever the day which I have spent, and if there is anything which is on my mind which comes on the post. So I have not personally met Guru Maharaj, but I meet every alternate days to him through his post. So I'm really thankful and grateful to Avinash Prabhuji and Saraswati Mataji and His Grace Amrish Prabhuji, Purnapagna Mataji and Krishna Krishna for allowing me to put this post so that I can get in touch with Maharaj every day. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Shri Gurudev ki jai. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, devotees. Hare Krishna. Thank you all very much for your very nice realizations. Everyone's spoken very nicely about their realizations for Shri Gurudev's lecture. There's a lot of points that I did want to say, but one thing, couple of things that struck out to me. First was how, like, expertly, but also quite in a low-key way, Maharaj expertly, has a theme of the lecture, and different references from different, not only from Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, but also from Narasimha. They all fit within that theme that Maharaj is talking about. And it flows so nicely. You see how Maharaj exposed the similarities between Narasimha's philosophy as a poet and Srila Prabhupada's instructions, on the Bhagavad Gita verse, chapter 3, verse 19, and then chapter 6, verse 15, which was the original verse that they were talking about. And, very, very nicely, very beautifully, Maharaj just weaves through all of these different references to present, the instructions. It's just beautiful. It's like the perfect example, which is why I really enjoyed this lecture. It's a perfect example of, how scholarly Maharaj is, but at the same time, Maharaj doesn't, show that, Maharaj is very scholarly in that sense. Maharaj is that's just how Maharaj's bhakti is. That Maharaj is a living Bhagavatam. As we all know that, Maharaj is a personification of a living Bhagavatam. Just so nicely how easily Maharaj can just, make points with different verses. It's just amazing. So another point that I wanted to mention was how Maharaj actually said about the verses, remembering the verses, that there are specific verses and chapters to remember. I think a few devotees were also asking about which verses to, practice and which verses to do. So Maharaj has given you all an answer right here. Chapter 12, chapter 15, and then chapter 7, chapter 2, chapter 18. He's given instructions to all of us, given instructions to me. So Maharaj has answered all of our questions. So yeah, very mystical, very transcendental. So I really, really enjoyed this lecture. And as the other devotees said, Maharaj also teases some of, disciples and stuff along with everything. And it's like a soft punch, at times, not just to them, but to everyone that's listening, which is the beauty and also the attractiveness of Maharaj. So that's my realization. Hare Krishna.
Jai Shri Gurudev ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Is it done now? Everybody has spoken? We'll wait for 10 more seconds. Okay. Anyway, Hare Krishna. So thank you very much. For me, change of the behavior is very important, which Maharaj emphasized in the Mangalarti. So all our shortcomings are in front of our Guru. Yeah. Hare Krishna. So I pray to Guru Maharaj and to all of you to please bless me so I can overcome these two strong difficulties. Yes. Perpetual problem. PP, P square. 2P, P2.com. What do you call it? P-square.com. This way. Hare Krishna. Okay, so whose turn is it to sing Maharaj? Maharaj, please hear us today. Is it my turn to sing?
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Navina Mataji, is it तुमचं टर्न आहे?
Yes, Prabhuji.
अच्छा तुम्ही आता सकाळपासून सकाळी उठून प्रभातीय सिंग करणार? तुकारामचे भजन, हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र भजन हो? मला काही समजत नाही काय म्हणता तुम्ही? I don't understand you, Prabhu.
I don't understand you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Prabhu, I don't understand you, Prabhu. Yeah, okay. Anyway, that's all right. So you learn this from your mother, just singing in the morning, and then you will also do to your children. Yeah, that's what you should do. Waking up in the morning and cooking. All right. But no, just for the sake of it, all right. Let me finish my chanting. Maharaj, Maharaj, go to sleep. Have my dinner. What are you doing, holding me up like this, Prabhuji? You don't understand, Prabhuji. Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna, enough of fooling around. Please sing very nicely with actions and we'll follow you, okay? 1, 2, 3, start. Maharaj, Maharaj. Start, start.
Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us. We have learned some real good stuff. We have learned some real good stuff. Maharaj, we have learned one thing. Maharaj, we have learned one thing. And today for you we will sing. And today for you we will sing. If our room is clean, if our room is clean, then our mind is clean. Then our mind is clean. If our mind is clean, if our mind is clean, we can do anything. We can do anything. If our room is dirty, if our room is dirty, then so are we. Then so are we. And if we are dirty, and if we are dirty, we're not happy. We're not happy. Wasting time. Wasting time is the greatest crime. Is the greatest crime. Because wasted time. Because wasted time means a wasted mind. It's a wasted mind. So best use your time. So best use your time when you're in your prime. When you're in your prime. And your whole life. And your whole life will be sublime. Will be sublime. If your wealth is gone. Your wealth is gone. Then there's nothing wrong. Then there's nothing wrong. But if your health is gone, your health is gone, that's a different song. That's a different song. But if your character dies, but if your character dies, then the world will cry. Then the world will cry. Only saintly behavior, only saintly behavior, lets humanity thrive. Lets humanity thrive. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We must always remember Krishna. We must always remember Krishna. And never forget him too. And never forget him too. But how are we to practice this with so many things to do? How are we to practice this with so many things to do? That is the greatest question. That is the greatest question. And here is the greatest clue. And here is the greatest clue. You must learn to work so nicely that Krishna remembers you. You must learn to work so nicely that Krishna remembers you. So listen very closely. So listen very closely. And make your thinking sharp. Make your thinking sharp. Let's learn how we can live and work so Krishna won't depart. Let's learn how we can live and work so Krishna won't depart. If something's due tomorrow, something's due tomorrow, finish it today. Finish it today. And whatever's due today, whatever's due today, do it now, don't delay. Do it now, don't delay. Your friends might be lazy. Your friends might be lazy. Or doing bad things. Or doing bad things. You think again. You think again. Don't follow them. Don't follow them. And you will win in the end. And you will win in the end. Whatever work we're given. Whatever work we're given. We do our very best. Do our very best. We only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest. We only live with what we need. Give Krishna the rest. This is how to live, to work and to play. If you learn to live this way, we'll see Krishna every day.
This is our duty to work and to play. Krishna every day.
And when our time is up, he'll take himself above. We're singing dance with him with our hearts full of love.
When I climb it up, we take us up above. And singing dance with him, the heart full of love.
So chant Krishna's names, his glories and his fame is the only way this world will ever become sane.
So chant Krishna's name, his glory and his fame. Ever becomes same.
Now please ask this greatest question
Once they say this question,
and find this greatest clue.
find this greatest clue.
You can only remember Krishna
You can only remember Krishna.
if Krishna remembers you.
If Krishna remembers you.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj Shri Gurudev ki Jai. Jagat Guru Shri Prabhupada ki Jai. Shri Samast Vaishnav Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Chandra Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasad Bhutale Srimati Mahavishnu Goswami Ji Namine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasad Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Ji Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurani Prasad Nirvishesha Dharma. Hare Krishna. So Krishna willing, we'll see you next week, same place, same time. Till then, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you,
Hare Krishna,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji. Thank you,
Hare
Krishna. Thank you, devotees. Very much.
Thank
Hari
you,
Bol.
Prabhuji.
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna, Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.